So today we're going to be doing a narrated tour of Discovery Bay, but first we have to get there. So right now we are in IFC Mall, and this is the route to the ferries. So we're gonna head on over here. You can see it's a bit busy. This is Christmas Day on 2020. So this goes to the ferries, and then after we get to the ferries we'll have about a 15-minute ferry ride to get out to Discovery Bay. Discovery Bay is a somewhat remote island to the south of Hong Kong where a lot of the wealthy live. So it's a bit of a reclusive place that you can get there with a bus or a taxi across some bridges, but most of the people take the ferry. So that's what we're going to do today. This footbridge here goes all the way to the ferries. It's quite long. Because it's Christmas, a lot of people have off today. So there's vendors here selling street goods. Over here they're selling hats. And then there are different things spread around here. Off in the distance, you can see our Ferris Wheel. We're kind of walking towards that. And down here you can see this is all the domestic helpers. They have a day off today. You can see a lot of them have Santa clothes and stuff like that on. So they all gather in places like this and set up their tents and they eat with their friends. So a really busy day for travel. You can tell a lot of people taking ferries. All the people on this footbridge are heading out to the ferry terminals. There's 6 ferry terminals, and each one of them handle multiple ferries. So it's busy today. Usually the Ferris wheel isn't moving, but today it's spinning right around. Well, I guess they're open for business. It's a bit chilly here, but not really. You can see some people are wearing sweaters and jackets, but it's about 60 Fahrenheit today. Pretty normal for Christmas. It's supposed to get a little bit colder next week. To the locals, this is pretty cold, so you can see a few of them are wearing jackets. I've seen some of the Westerners, like Americans and Brits, in t-shirts. So you can tell there's a different approach towards cold weather here, or what you call cold weather. And they're selling bags here. Here's the Ferris wheel. You get a pretty good view of it from here. There's a little kind of a park set up around it, and they have games and other rides that you can do. And up here comes another street vendor. Looks like they're selling sunglasses. Sunglasses and various other attachments for phones. So the central pier, you can see it off in the distance there. There's a building, and then back behind it is Hong Kong Harbor. So this is the Hong Kong Harbor back behind the Ferris wheel here. They're building this whole area out right now, so a lot of it's under construction. Here's another street vendor. They're selling Santa hats and reindeer antlers and things like that. So this is going to be a fairly long walk, so I don't want to get too bogged down with showing all the details. of the street vendors. I will show you this over here on the other side. So this is a bus terminus, and in this over here is going to be a big arena where the highway comes together. You see there's a footbridge that connects it there. There's some guy in his Ferrari. A lot of Ferraris and Lamborghinis and things like that here. It's a bunch of rich people. I think we have a higher density of billionaires than any city in the world. So you see quite a few here. So we're heading out to Discovery Bay for Christmas dinner with our family. We have some relatives who live out there, and they always make a nice spread for us. Now, I'm not going to show the inside of their house, but I will give a little bit of a tour around Discovery Bay so you can see the shops there. And first we're going to have to take the ferry ride. So you get to see the ferry ride here. The ferry leaves about every 20 minutes. And there's 6 different piers, and each one of them goes to different islands. So you just go to the pier that you need, and you can pay with an octopus card if you have one, or you can pay with cash, buy a ticket. The tickets are cheaper for residents. They get a big discount if they prepay them and buy in bulk. Usually it's about, for us to go, it's going to be about $40 a person, 40 Hong Kong a person, about $5 US. So we're almost to the piers now. Start seeing the boats down there. I'll show you the boats as we're walking by. I just saw a few people go by in t-shirts, Westerners. For me, where I'm from, this is a nice summer day. But here it's supposed to be cold. We have a bit of foreign presence here, scattered throughout Hong Kong. Like here, we have a subway. And there's a few coffee shops here. So here's the ferry, Star Ferry to TST, but we're not going to take that one. So we're going to head down here to the Ferry Terminals, to the piers, and then get the one we need. Lots of people do photos here. This obviously is a very modern part of Hong Kong, but mixed in you just see random elements of Asian culture. Well, here's a good example of that. Around the corner here we have a rickshaw. So, reminds me of the Friends episode. If you want to be a rickshaw driver, you can just grab that one and go and do some running. I'm sure Kramer can train you. So here's the ferries. Most of them are high-speed ferries. So the local ferries, the ones from TST, are low-speed ferries. This green one coming in here that you can see, that's a slow boat. That one just goes to TST right across the harbor, which is Sim Sha Tsui. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It's just slow. But this one here is a higher speed boat, and this one goes to places like the outlying islands or to Macau. Here in front of us we have quite a lot of fishermen. Sometimes they're here, sometimes not. I don't know what they catch. Sometimes I see them catch small crab or small fish or shrimp, but they look like they have fishing poles that are designed for much bigger things. So I don't know what they're catching. Okay, so we're gonna head on out here until we get to the proper ferry. Okay, so here comes the next ferry terminal. This one is the Lantau Island. So ferry terminal number 6, Moi Wo and Lantau Island. We're going to keep going past that one. And you can see this one has coffee shops in it, and a few little mom and pop shops that sell various things. Keep on going past there. Have some vending machines here with local teas. You want them? Here's more of the high-speed ferries here that we're walking past. A bit of gunk in the water, you can see. These areas, because they build the piers here and it blocks the water from moving, this builds up over a period of weeks or months. They really should clean it up in these areas. A lot of people here sitting and looking at the water on the benches. These benches are fairly new. They didn't used to be here, but they're trying to make it more tourist friendly, I guess, and get less fishermen. They put up signs that say no fishing, but people often ignore them. So they can fix it by putting in the park benches, and then people will sit down and chase the fishermen away. I'm not sure how close we're going to hit the ferry terminal, so we might have a wait. I will fast forward through that. Here's ferry terminal number 5 for Chung Chau. So then they have more drinks and coffee shops and things like that in here. Well, we're going to keep on rolling. Here they have the juice machines. For these, it's fresh squeezed orange juice, so they have the actual oranges in there. And then you pay, and the oranges will drop down, and it'll squeeze it and drop you out a cup of orange juice. Okay, here comes one of the bigger boats coming in. This is from Chung Chau, which is one of the outlying islands. In the spring, they have a bun festival where you have to climb to the top of about a 100-foot bun tower on Chung Chau. So we might go out there in spring and I'll give you a guided tour of Chung Chau, but for today we're going to skip that and we're going to head on to Dbay. Chrissy's coming with us. This is my lovely wife, so she's around here somewhere. They'll be waiting for us at the ferry terminal. And we're going to go have dinner with our aunt and uncle and nieces and nephews and a bunch of their kids. Always a fun trip. Discovery Bay has a very heavy Western presence, so it's a lot of wealthy families and Western families. A lot of pilots live there and things like that. Because of that, a lot of the shops there are Western. So they have Western restaurants, Western stores. I think this is the one we want here. You can see it up in front of us. Pier number 3 all the way up there for Discovery Bay. This one, sorry, This one is to Llama Island, Sakbuwan. And here they have the Purple Cow. I really like that shop. They have Western snacks there sometimes, which are a little hard to get in Hong Kong. Combos and things like that. So you can see this is quite a built-out ferry pier. They have trees up on top of it. Nice little garden where you can hang out. And then up on top you can see there's a walkway to walk here from the malls or the MTR terminal. I don't know how many people live on Discovery Bay. I know there's a lot of housing projects out there, so I'm going to guess 50 to 100,000. I'll have to look it up when I get home. So there's a pretty frequent ferry going here. Let's see how we do here on hitting the time. She's got antlers. A lot of people are wearing their Christmas best, Santa hats and antlers and things like that. This shop here, usually they have po' boys and other kinds of sandwiches. So it's a pretty wonderful shop usually. Yeah, you can see they have their most popular sandwiches here. The bacon bun. So they have a black pudding and egg sandwich. And a smoked salmon, ham, cheese, tomato, Reuben, full Monty, Cubano. Yeah. I'm sure my sister-in-law Maggie would love the Cubano, and a chicken BLT. So here we go. We got Pier 3. There's an Uncle Russ coffee here. There's also Starbucks and Pacific Coffee all over, but this particular location is an Uncle Russ. So let's see how we're doing on the timing of it. So we have a lot of ATM machines and vending machines around here. Here we have the Pier bar, if you want to get a drink before you go, I guess. Here, this St. Honor Cake Shop, this is a chain all across Hong Kong. And they have a lot of different kinds of cakes. Most of their cakes are for decoration, but they taste okay too. They have a reindeer cake for Christmas. That reindeer cake is 68 Hong Kong a slice, which is about $7 or $8 US. We have a Circle K, which is pretty familiar to most people around the world. Our version of the 7-Eleven. But we have 7-Elevens as well. Okay, so coming up here, you can see that there's a scanning process. And all you have to do is scan your MTR card and it'll let you through. And it shows you the next sailing time right on the other side of that. So the next sailing time here is going to be 4:30 and it's going to be in 7 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and go through here. So you just scan your card like so. And then the gate drops. And off to the races. There's quite a few people waiting in here, it looks like. So the waiting room is pretty full. So, but these ferries can take quite a few. So lots of people sitting around here. And then off in the distance there, you can see there's ferries coming in. It might even be the one that we're going to be on. So you can see there, see that one coming in, and then off in the distance it's a IFC tower. It's one of the tallest buildings in the world there that you can see, and has a nice light show at night for it. So that ferry is going to come around here, and then we're going to go through the gate up here. So quite a lot of people standing around while we wait. So we're going to shut off and then we're going to start again on the ferry. So they're unloading the ferry now. You can see it up in front of us there. And once that's completely unloaded, the gates in front of us will swing open and that light, the light up here, will turn colors. There we go, there's the alarm. So So the gate's going to swing open, and then we can all get on the ferry. There we go. Quite a lot of people here. It's a bit crowded while you board and offload. See the last of the people unloading still. Looks like they finally cleared it. Now they'll let us start boarding. Yeah, there everybody goes. It's eerily similar to a cattle chute. For all those who've loaded and unloaded cattle, you'll know what I mean. Do a bit of up and down here. We're going to walk up towards the front a bit. Some people are taking bicycles here because out on Dbay there's no cars, or not many cars, so they like to ride bicycles. So we're going to take a window seat here, so you can see that we're still at the pier and tied up. We're going to sit here for a while and load. And then once we get out to sea, then I'll show you how the trip looks. So I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're pushing off here. You can see, saying bye-bye to the ferry pier. We're in reverse right now, but once we get out to the open ocean, they're going to swing us around and power up. Sorry for the tossing and turning. It's generally what ships do.
Okay, alright, thanks.
Bit of a foggy day today, so you don't have very good visibility.
根據最新預防及控制疾病規例，乘客在公共交通工具上必須一直佩戴口罩，違例者會被罰款港幣5000元。此外，為防止病毒散播，請勿在船上飲食，多謝合作。According to the updated prevention and control of disease regulations, passengers of all public transport must wear a mask all the time on board. Failure to comply will be penalized with a fine of $5,000 Hong Kong dollars. To prevent spreading of virus, please do not eat or drink on board. Thank you for your cooperation.
So you probably heard there the announcement. They do the announcements in Chinese and in English. And they were just saying that everybody has to wear a mask or pay a fine.
Hello?
This ferry is one of the faster ferries, but right now we're not out far enough away from the ferry yet to power up. Once we get away from the terminal and we get out a little bit more open, they'll speed us up a bit.
Welcome to Discovery Bay Ferry. Please remain in your seat while the ferry is in motion. For good awareness on safety, please pay attention to the locations of life jackets. and read carefully the flyer at the back of each seat about life jacket donning and emergency procedures. We wish you a nice journey.
This ferry allows dogs, apparently. I see a few of the passengers with pets. Well, over here, these boats that you see are dredgers. They're constantly dredging around Hong Kong. Sometimes they're clearing the harbor, sometimes it's doing land reclamation, so they'll dredge it up and then they'll move it around, and constantly doing land reclamation so that they can build more. There's a few parts of Hong Kong that they're building new housing developments almost yearly with land reclamation. So those dredgers are constantly working. A few of the other ones out here are, you can see them parked off in a distance. Some of those are cargo ships waiting for their turn to dock. Some of them don't have the right papers, or for whatever reason they're not ready to dock yet, so they're just being used as floating storage. Some of them are fishing trawlers, commercial fishing trawlers that they park out here while they're not fishing. And some of them are for various projects, government projects or private projects, water filtration and things like that, and they have to move them around. This small boat here, like you see not too far from us, is a fishing vessel. These little mom and pop fishermen that go out and do some harbor fishing or tours and take some photos. So we're going to hit open ocean here, not much to look at there. So we're going to go ahead and pause, and then we'll start again when we get to Discovery Bay. So we're rolling in on Discovery Bay now. Here's some of the houses that you can see off in the distance. You can see bigger apartments. This is just the ones around the harbor area, so you can't see Dbay North. So we're heading in and hitting the dock here. So after everybody unloads here, we'll head out and go through the courtyard. You can see they have a beach here. Right now, nobody there. It's a little cold today, so not many people hitting the beach. So they're not tethered yet, so once they get moored and get the gangway down, everybody will start deboarding. Over there they have a sailing club. You can see all the boats. And all those apartments that you see, fairly expensive. Most are going to run about $2,000 to $3,000 US a month. For the nicer ones, maybe $4,000 US a month. These aren't really the big houses of Discovery Bay. Usually the bigger ones are a little bit further away. Okay. Everybody's deboarding here, so we're gonna give it a minute while they clear out. There we go. So quite a lot of foreigners live here, so about half this boat is locals and half of it's foreigners. Still waiting for the last few people here. They're emptying an upstairs section and a downstairs section in these ferries, so quite a lot more people than it appears. Little reindeer hat. Everybody's got their luggage. It looks like we're off to the races. So you can see everybody here goes out to shoot, and then over here is the waiting area for the returning ferry. A lot of advertisements here on the wall for the various supermarkets and restaurants in the area. Over there is a 7-Eleven and a Pier bar if you want to have a drink as soon as you get off the boat or before you get on it. Here we have some maps of Discovery Bay, which I can show you. So here you can see this is a full map of the island. So there's Dbay North up on top, and then Sunny Bay is all the way up. Right now we're down about the Dbay Plaza, number 2 there. You can see the "You Are Here" sign, and then we're going to go up to the northern part. But right now it's just going to be a tour of the plaza. So we're going to walk through the plaza here. So they're up in front of us here is a Pacific Coffee. We're running a little late for our Christmas dinner, so I'm gonna have to rush you through the courtyard here. You can see there's a lot of Christmas things up. Oh, they have an e-scooter, somebody going by. E-scooters are not legal in Hong Kong, but a lot of people have them anyways. There's a Pizza Express. And then up here we got the Golden Arches. You just can't avoid the McDonald's, can we? This off on the right here is Ebenezer's. They do kebabs and other Indian food. It's amazing. So here up in front of us, the Dbay Plaza. This is just a big auditorium type thing that they use for various classes and gatherings, and it also connects to all the shops. So here's a subway. And here's a authentic Italian restaurant and cafe. So Pescucci. So you can see all their pizzas and pastas there. Discovery Bay is always busy, but this is a little bit more so than normal because of the Christmas season. So you have a big Christmas tree here. Here's a bakery. These bakeries, in the typical Hong Kong style, they have a lot of different kinds of sweets, but then they also have savory buns that go with egg salad and curry and things like that. So people come here and they can get breakfast, lunch, or dinner. There's a hamburger bun, it looks like, pork bun. Okay. Over here, more of a local place here, and they do sit-down dinners, so you can see some of their food. Fresh dried squid and some centered sliced beef. Smoked duck is a pretty common one, especially for special activities. Some wok fried shredded beef, and they're all pretty cheap. Most of those are around $10 US, $10 to $12 US per meal. Okay. This goes on. There's a Mexican place up here, and then there's a few other bars and restaurants. Over here, there's McSorley's Ale House, and then this is the courtyard. So we're going to be walking through the courtyard here on our way to the bus station. You can see they have a lot of picnic tables that anybody can use. Off in the distance there, they have looks like flame. I'm not sure if they're for decoration or for heaters or for bugs, but they're pretty awesome. I'm not going to do all the shops around. Oh, we do have pigeons too. We have quite a lot of pigeons that wander around. All different kinds of pigeons. Lance, you can look at those and figure out what kind they are. There's banks here, supermarkets, children's toy shops, a little bit of everything. Furniture stores, bakeries, a little bit of everything. So we're gonna head off to the bus station. So we're gonna move right along. These are steps that they use them half for seating and half to like partition off the courtyard. A lot of people bring their kids here because it's an easy place to take scooters and bikes. Wow, those flames are for a restaurant. That's seating for a restaurant. You can see there that they have the old flame heaters for a Dbay Gelato and Italiano restaurant. Okay. Moving right along here. They also have sushi here. There's a sushi place. And they have an ice rink. So up in front of us here, looks like an ice skating rink. Of all things. There's a few people skating right now. Nice double axle there. They're practicing their spins and whatever it is else they're doing. Okay, and let's head to the bus terminus. So we're heading up the final escalator to the bus terminus. So you can see quite a lot of buses here. So we're going to head on over here. This one is DB01R heading to the Plaza. We don't want that one. We're going to keep on wandering here. Now it goes to the La Serene. The 4 up here will take us to where we want it to go. And that one's loading now. We can also take the 9. That's also loading over here. Both of those will get us to the right place. Bit of a line. Not sure what that's about. For the 4. Everybody waiting on the bus. 4 number bus. The line for 9 isn't bad. And these are pretty big buses. They can hold a bit over 100 people, so we should be good to go. So we're going to go ahead and hop in line, and this is going to be the end of our tour for today. We're going to come back to Dbay in a few days, and we're going to do a tour of the Dbay North to do the restaurants there. But for today, this is what you get, and Merry Christmas to everybody, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.